welcome you all to this session. So in the previous session we had discussed about the chapter called as ecosystem. We are still continuing it. Ecosystems, you already know, it is a surrounding environment where organisms live, like biotic organisms or biotic components you can say. And we also discussed about the structure and functions of ecosystem. Structure includes mainly the producers, consumers, decomposers. Again in consumers we have seen there are primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers, and you also know the decomposers also. They play a very important role in our environment, or you can say for the survival of species. We had also discussed about food chain. Yes, food chain. Food means the nutrition which all organisms require for performing the metabolic activities or for providing or getting energy. And organisms are interconnected and they are depending on each other for their food. They form a food chain. Different types of food chain like grazing food chain, detritus food chain and parasitic food chain. We have seen the examples. Then coming to food web also we had discussed. Food web is an interconnecting food chain, forms a food web. We have seen different types of food webs also. Today we are going to discuss about a topic called as ecological succession. What do you mean by the term ecological succession? Before going to the term, it means that natural development of a series of biotic communities. It is the natural development of series of communities. As you know, the life of every organism starts with a single cell. Earlier, during the time of evolution, there were only few million species, you can say, few species. Then how come so many species have been evolved in an environment? Ecological succession means succession means there is increase in the number of species in the ecology or in the environment, you can say. So in a surrounding environment, there is always increase in the number of species time by time. There is decrease also, but we are seeing only succession now. So natural development of series of community. A series of organisms have been developed in our environment. That is called establishment of a stable or climax community. There is an establishment of stable or a stable or climax community. Now, new organisms have been evolved, right, and they reproduce and occupy a particular geographical area. How do they invade a particular animal species, you can say? So there are different organisms on the earth. So all organisms or all type of organisms are not adapted to particular type of environment. Some are living in water, you can say, some are living on land, some are living in desert. So they are occupying a particular geographical area as per the adaptation to their body, and they are adapted to a particular type of environment and they are able to survive there. They survive, they reproduce and increase their number. This is how their generation continues. But animals which are not able to adapt to the particular type of environment, then what happens? They die, or the generation becomes less, or the number of species also decreases. That is, you can say, survival of the fittest. This you have heard in evolution topic, you can say, evolution you have heard. Darwin said that a topic called as survival of the fittest, or you can say struggle for existence. So plants, animals, they live in the environment, reproduce. So how do they reproduce? So earlier there were some spores, you can say, through spores, through air, through water. Different agents are there for pollination, or you can say the reproduction, by which they increase their number. So here comes one more topic called as struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. Under that, survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest means one who is fit in the environment, fit in the sense which can withstand the environmental conditions, who is able to live in the environment, is called survival of the fittest. It can survive, or the organism can survive. If the organism is not adapting to the nature or natural environment, then that the species of that particular organism decreases, means he is not able to survive in the environment. Okay. Then the species which invade a bare area. So earlier compared to total land was there, organisms were less. So slowly they were adapting to the natural environment, and the species occupying a bare area is called a pioneer species. A species occupying a bare area. Bare means empty, means earlier it didn't have any species. A bare area or new area is called pioneer species. What kind of species? Pioneer species. Means earlier there was no any kind of species of that particular type or any species you can say. So totally the land was bare. The bare area, the species occupying a bare area is called as a pioneer species. They reproduce and multiply. That's the pioneer species, then continue the generation. They form a large community. As you know, organisms of different types. Some are cellular level, some are tissue level, some are organ level and organ system level. An organ system level together forms an organism. An organism, group of organisms form organ system you can say, then they form population, group of population forms a community, then the different types of communities form, then comes biome, biosphere, the largest ecosystem. This is how slowly the number of species goes on increasing, occupying a bare area called as pioneer species. Okay, now as I told you, when the conditions for this pioneer species is favorable, then they can survive with that environment. If that environment is not suitable for them, not suitable or not favorable, then they decline. The species of that particular organism decline. That is called as the survival of the fittest or struggle for existence. So the gradual and fairly predictable changes in the species composition, the fairly and gradual increase in the number of species or in the ecosystem, the gradual and fairly predictable change in the species composition of the given area. Once again, ecological succession is defined as the gradual and fairly predictable change in the species composition of a given area is called ecological succession. There are two types of ecological succession. So the first community to inhabit an area is called a pioneer community. We have already seen the pioneer species. The adapting community, that community is called pioneer community. Because it is pioneer means what? Just a beginning, the first one you can say, beginning you can say. So it is called a pioneer community. The succeeding ones are called transition communities. After some days are passing, these organisms are again reproducing in that environment or community. They are forming transition community. Transition community. Again here also some animals are there, some species are there which are again forming new species through reproduction, their generation is continuing, and finally they attain a third one called as stable or also called as climax community. Since the generations passed, so many characters or traits have been adapted by the organisms to adapt to the nature or natural environment, and finally it is called as last one is called as climax community, and the entire area is called a seer. It is called as a seer, S-E-R-E, seer. This is how an ecological succession takes place. Succession means, ecology means our environment. Succession means success, can say. I mean, a term can success also. Success means the number of species, they are increasing. How they are increasing? All of a sudden they are not increasing. If they are able to survive in the environment, they will increase. Otherwise, they will decline also. So that you can say survival of the fittest. And the ones which are surviving, they are occupying a particular geographical area or a bare area. Such species are called or is called pioneer species. And the ones which are not suitable to the favorable conditions, those decline. And the ones which are remaining forms the first community called as pioneer community. Then they form second level transition community, and finally they become stable or climax community, and that is called the seer, S-E-R-E, seer. Okay, or seer communities. Zero seers. See, the community, there are two types of seers, zero seers and hydroseers. Zero seers and zero means they adapted to desert conditions, you can say, the desert conditions, or you know about plants also like xerophytes, they are growing in the desert or in the scarcity of water. So hydroseer and xeroseer. So xerac conditions, xerac means there is more scarcity of water, you can say, or desert conditions is an example for xeroseers, like desert, etc. Desert community you can say. Hydrospheres means occupying the aquatic ecosystem or water bodies like ponds, lake, river, pool, etc. The organisms occupying different types of environment depending on the habitat. There are two types, xerospheres and hydrospheres. Okay. Now there are some more organisms you can see. Xerospheres are of two types. Xerospheres are of two types, that is lithospheres and samospheres. Lithospheres means that life starts in the rock. Lithosphere means rock you can say. So this is how the biotic and abiotic communities are formed. Next we'll go to types of ecological succession. Types of ecological succession. Depending on the type of habitat, there are two types, primary succession or the duration you can say. Primary succession. Primary means first. A newly occupied land or water body or a lava, development of lava you can say, means that here it is occurs as a newly cooled lava, newly formed any environment or area you can say, forms the primary succession. So as I told in previous class, for example a water body or lake is formed, the water is very very cool and the number of organisms are also very very less, right, when it is newly formed. And then it takes thousands of years to form a large water body or large organisms to be there in that environment, because it just a newly formed environment, you can say, newly formed lake, newly formed pool, newly formed river, newly formed forest you can say, where still the primary organisms are still growing there. That is called as the primary succession, and it takes thousands of years to grow into secondary. It takes thousands of years to form a large ecosystem. Example, a very good example is you can say aquatic ecosystem. When a new lake is formed, the water is very very cool, very very fresh, because the number of organisms living there are very few. Newly they are evolving there, and as the time passes, like years together, then water becomes slowly water becomes warmer and warmer, because the number of organisms are increasing and they reproduce there, they excrete the waste substances. Because of accumulation of all these substances, the water becomes warmer and warmer, and initial days the water will be very very cool. It takes thousands of years to grow and develop. That area is called primary succession. Next, coming to secondary succession. Secondary succession is the one which was already formed earlier, but it was destroyed through some natural calamities you can say, like floods, earthquakes, etc. And on bare area again some newly species are growing. That is called as secondary succession. So it takes place in area where natural biotic communities have been already destroyed. It is the community where already the natural community has occupied there or destroyed by some natural calamities like earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, deforestation. So that area was already occupied earlier, but due to some human activities or natural calamities, that area has been completely destroyed due to some other activities, flooded. So secondary succession is faster than primary succession. See students, you can look here. Secondary succession is the one which is already present earlier, but it was destroyed through some natural calamities like earthquake, volcanoes, floods. So see, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇನಾದರೂ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊಸ ಏರಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಅದು ಶುರು ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ earlier, what will be the rate of the business will be very less because you are newly started. Then as you ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ನ, ನೀವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೋದು, ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಥೌಸಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಬಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಗಿಡಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮರಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಆನಿಮಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಷೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಭೂಕಂಪ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಲ್ಕೆನೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಫ್ಲಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆವಿ ರೈನ್ಫಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ತುಂಬ ಮಳೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾಶ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಕೊಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಜಾಗ, ಎಸ್, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸಮ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಗನೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ದೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಟ್ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬ ಸಮಯ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಣ್ಣು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ಮಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗಿಡಗಳು ಬೆಳೆದಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಗಿಡಗಳು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಗ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನ್ಯೂಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಡೆವಲಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್, ಅದು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಮನುಷ್ಯಗಳೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಕಡಿತಾರೆ, ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿತಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡಿಫಾರೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್. There is deforestation, then there is less rainfall. There is no rainfall, how the plants and animals can grow? So they are all interconnected. So due to human activities, our environment is being destroying by deforestation, or that is cutting down of trees. So both primary and secondary succession are affected there, whether it be primary or secondary. If there is a human intervention or any activities, then our number of species gradually decreases. Now we will see succession of plants. Depending on whether they are living in hydrarch condition or xerarch condition, whether they are aquatic or living in desert condition, there are two types of succession: hydrarch succession and xerarch succession. First we'll discuss about hydrarch succession. Hydro means water. Means the organisms are adapted only to which mode of life? Aquatic mode of life. When the availability of water is more, they reproduce, they survive in the water, or aquatic organisms you can say. When the conditions are favorable, then they live in aquatic conditions because they already developed aquatic mode of life, like fishes. Example, fish, frog. Frog is actually amphibian but can live in water as well as land also. So best example is fish, prawns, etc. Next, coming to xerarch succession. In hydrarch can take some animals of examples of any plants also: hydrilla, Vallisneria. Aquatic plants means they are living or growing only in the water. They are called as aquatic organisms. Xerarch succession is the one where they are growing in bare area. That bare area you can call it as a desert, where there is scarcity of water, completely without water. The animals can survive there. Examples are camel, you can take example of camel. Plants you can take cactus, Opuntia you have seen. They have spines which are modified leaf or stem. So here what is the main thing you have to notice here is hydrarch and xerarch succession. There also animals are growing, the number of species is increasing, but depend on whether they are living in water or living in some desert condition. Hydrarch and xerarch succession. Hydrarch succession means they are forming their own community but they are forming in the water, and xerarch is they are living in the desert conditions. So these are two types of ecological succession. Succession plants, hydrarch and xerarch succession. So the gradual and fairly predictable change in the species composition of a given area is called ecological succession. So this is about the succession in plants. Next we are going to discuss about the forest ecosystem in detail. Forest ecosystem. What do you find in the forest? Forest, that the ecosystem where there are predominant of trees, you can say. Predominant of trees, large or huge number of trees are there. Herbs, shrubs, trees, wild animals, birds. So many animals, so many organisms are living in the forest. That forms a forest ecosystem. Or you can say it is a stable or climax community which receives a moderate amount of rainfall. That forms the forest ecosystem. Depending on the climatic conditions, the different types of forest ecosystem. Depending upon the climatic conditions, the different types of forest. First is tropical rain forest, or you can say evergreen forest. Tropical rain forest or evergreen forest. See, rainforest, or it is also called as evergreen forest. The name itself indicates. What does it mean? It requires or it receives large amount of rainfall, heavy rainfall. In these areas there is heavy rainfall, about 200 centimeters. These forests receive heavy rainfall, and there is large amount of huge trees are formed in this ecosystem, that is forest ecosystem. Thick and dense forest, you can say. Dense forest is formed, and the trees formed are called canopy. Canopy means there is thick and dense forest, so there is a small amount of sunlight is passing. So there are huge trees and thick and dense forest, that is called as trees form canopy. Canopy means what? Huge number of trees are there and they are forming very bushy trees. Evergreen means the trees are very growing very fast. Evergreen trees means completely dense or thick forest, you can say. In that canopy, what happens? Canopy means they are forming like this. Trees are growing in huge number and they are forming like this canopy structures, and very less amount of sunlight is passing in that forest. This is very less amount of sunlight, lack of sunlight. So trees are shed there due to heavy rainfall and dense forest. So trees shed and form a canopy, and there is lack of sunlight in those forests. Lack of sunlight. Sun rays are very rarely falling on those forest trees and small herbs because they are already covered by huge trees forming a canopy. Okay, and western slopes are there, and you find in West Bengal, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Lakshadweep, etc. You find these forests in West Bengal, Odisha, Lakshadweep, etc. In these places you find mainly tropical rainforest or evergreen. As the name indicates, evergreen means there huge trees are there. Evergreen, they never get dried up because they are always receiving heavy rainfall, and they can grow fast also, and they are forming canopy structures, and which receives very less sunlight. Sunlight is very rare there, and you can see the lack of sunlight in those area, that is called as a canopy. The meaning of canopy itself is the huge trees are there and they are receiving very rare or less amount of sunlight. It's about tropical rainforest or evergreen. Example, rosewood, ebony. Example, rosewood trees grow there, ebony grow there, etc. These are called as some trees which are growing in the evergreen or tropical rainforest. Second one, tropical deciduous forest. Right here, this side. Tropical deciduous forest. As we are saying, tropical rainforest means it requires heavy rainfall. These are also known as monsoon forests. They are also known as monsoon forests. As tropical rainforest also called as evergreen forest. Tropical deciduous forest also called as monsoon forest. Their average annual rainfall regions is between 100 to 200 centimeters. Their average rainfall is between 100 to 200 centimeters yearly, annually. Here also there is rainfall, but not as heavy as a tropical or evergreen forest. During summer, they shed off their leaves and they are mainly distributed in Uttar Pradesh, some places like Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, and plants like bamboo, sal, neem are growing in deciduous forest. Sal, sandalwood, neem, etc. are growing in this forest. Just remember how much amount of rainfall it is receiving, in which places these forests are found, and what are the name of the trees which are growing in these forests. Okay. So this is about the tropical deciduous forest. Next we'll go to aquatic ecosystem. Already in the meaning of aquatic, while discussing about the structure of ecosystem, there are two types of ecosystem, terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem, as you already know, aquatic means the organisms occupying water are called aquatic ecosystem. Organisms living in water, you already know this. ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್, ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಸ್ಯಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ aquatic organisms to continue their generation. In that you will see two types are there. Aquatic ecosystem are of two types, marine and fresh water. Marine ecosystems, these are the largest of the ecosystems. About 97% you can say of the earth's planet's water is marine. Marine ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಮುದ್ರ ನೀರು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಉಪ್ಪು ನೀರು, salty water, that is occupied by marine ecosystems. So how much percent? 70% of the earth's surface and 97% of the planet's water. 71% of earth's surface is water, you know. Among that 97% is occupied by marine water, sea, oceans. So majority of our water is mainly marine water, and it contains some dissolved substances, dissolved organic compounds, like salts, chlorine, etc. And there are some organisms which are usually found only in marine water, like some cephalopods, arthropods, fishes like shark. They are mainly growing in marine ecosystem. Shark, some cephalopods, echinoderms. They are usually growing in marine water. So most of the part of our water, aquatic ecosystem, is occupied by marine ecosystem. You know, as the name indicates, marine means it contains mainly salty water like seas and oceans, and percentage you have seen. And what does the marine water contains? It contains dissolved organic compounds like salts, some chloride approximately, and they contain sodium and chlorine. What do they contain? Chlorine as well as sodium also, Na, are dissolved in water. So it is called as marine ecosystem. And some organisms can survive there like sharks, cephalopods, echinoderms. Different classes of organisms are growing in these marine ecosystems like dinoflagellates, corals. If you go to beach side, you find so many corals are there. So mainly they are occupying which area? Coastal areas, you can say. They are mainly occupying which areas? Coastal areas they are occupying. They are called as. What about fresh ecosystem? Freshwater ecosystem. Marine. Number 2 is freshwater ecosystem. The percentage of fresh water is very, very less. As we have seen, two types, marine water and freshwater ecosystem. So number 2 is freshwater ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem is the one which contains the fresh water, and the freshwater ecosystem includes lakes, ponds, pools, rivers, etc. How much surface it is covering? Only 0.78% of Earth's surface is occupied by freshwater ecosystem, pond, lake, pools, etc. 3% of its net primary productivity, 42% of NPP is occupied by the marine water, and only 3% of net primary productivity is by fresh water. Net primary productivity, how much percent? Only 3% of NPP, net primary productivity is by fresh water. See what is the percentage? Because the number of more water bodies occupied by marine water, so NPP is more in marine water than in fresh water. It contains only 41% of world is known fish species. The fish species, only 41% of fish species are grown in fresh water. Again in fresh water there are two types, lentic and lotic. Lentic and lotic. And you can say running water, say river is running, but pond, lake, they are lotic, means they are standing water, they are not moving water. So lentic, slow moving water, pool, ponds, and slowly moving, but lotic means they are flowing, like example rivers, etc. Faster moving water, streams and rivers. Lentic is slowly moving water, like ponds and pools, water is moving slowly there, but a river, the water is moving very very fast. That is called as lotic water bodies. Lentic means very slow movement is there. There is movement but very slow movement, like pond, lake, etc. Lotic means faster moving, faster movement of water. Faster movement of water is seen, that is in rivers, that is in case of rivers. So this is about the aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem mainly, aquatic means living in the water. The two types are there, fresh water and marine water. Samudra neeru matte sea neeru anta karitivi. Fresh water and marine water ecosystem, and what number of species are there, how much productivity is there, and there is in fresh water lotic and lentic ecosystem. So this is about the aquatic ecosystem. So now we are going to study about the case study of pond ecosystem. As you know, pond ecosystem is an example of an aquatic ecosystem where the water is very very slowly it is moving in pond ecosystem. It is example for aquatic ecosystem. Now what is the case study of pond ecosystem here? There is access to open water restored with successful hydrilla treatment. The hydrilla plant was introduced for the treatment, it is called hydrilla treatment. Access to open water restored with successful hydrilla treatment. So here in place called Alexandria, Virginia, a 1.5 acre treatment was done with hydrilla, because a lot of plants growing there, dead plants were growing, dead debris were growing, which is very very difficult for the aquatic animals to survive, and human beings also. It was very very dangerous. So, and it is located where? In the Potomac River in Alexandria. Initial treatment was done on August 24, 2015. They performed post-treatment on September 2 and September 11 and September 17. So as gradually there was decrease in those debris or the dead plants or the dangerous plants, you can say, with the hydrilla treatment. The residents wanted at least the water to be clear and free from other waste plants. So that was called as hydrilla treatment, an example of a pond ecosystem. That is the case study of pond ecosystem. The duckweed was controlled in that particular area. Weeds, unwanted plants. So many plants are there. Unwanted plants were growing, and by using hydrilla treatment, because it is aquatic plant, as you know, hydrilla is the aquatic plant, so it was used for case study in the pond ecosystem. That was called as access to open water restored with successful hydrilla treatment. Alexandria, Virginia, 1.5 acre treatment was done. Location, then is the name of a place, a Potomac River. River name was Potomac River in Alexandria, Virginia. Initial treatment was done on August 24, 2015, say around 5 to 6 years ago, this treatment was done to get rid of the unwanted or duckweed plants or the waste plants. Then post treatment on September 17, and then slowly finally what happened, the weeds were all destroyed and the water was very clear for the plants and animals to survive. So this is the case study of the pond ecosystem. So you know, once again, pond ecosystem is the example for aquatic ecosystem. Case study you are studying in your syllabus. So what all we have discussed today? Today we discussed about mainly ecological succession, how the new community is formed, that is climax community, transition community, pioneer community. Pioneer species are formed. The new species occupying a bare area is called pioneer species, and the community is called primary community or primary seer you can say. Then forms transition community, and then the climax community. Okay, then we had seen succession in plants. Before that, primary succession, secondary succession. Then we had seen succession in plants with examples like hydrarch and xerarch succession, and also we had seen now the aquatic ecosystem. Under aquatic ecosystem we had seen marine ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem. What is the percentage on the earth's surface? Then coming to what is their primary productivity, how much of their contributing as NPP, net primary productivity, in both the systems, what kind of organisms are growing in both the ecosystems, marine and freshwater respectively, and a case study of pond ecosystem. So next class we will discuss about the desert ecosystem. Thank you.